Hey guys, we are coming to you from the road right now. We have the engine block, the head, and a couple other parts loaded up to go off to the machine shop. With the rebuild that we're doing, we just wanted to get a fresh hone on the block, and a couple other things are going to get done just while the block is all the way disassembled. You know, just make sure everything's hunky-dory, because if we're going to take the time to strip it down, we might as well make sure that everything is good to put back together. So actually just hitting New York now, so we'll be at the machine shop soon enough to drop everything off, then pick it up and put it all back together. Alright, so we are back at the shop from dropping everything off. We are going to start working on finishing the Kubota's cage dropping down. What we're going to do is take these little pieces of square tubing. They fit perfectly inside of the roll bar, so we'll do a little tack weld inside of there. Then we'll get these all lined up and do a really good buzz all the way around to line everything up, and we'll have our little chop top Kubota done so we can get everything into the trailer, so we'll be ready to go racing, so we don't need to worry about trying to make our trailer work anymore. So starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel on this, and it is very relieving. So we'll get cracking on this. So with the roll bar all welded up, now we're going to start focusing on the windshield portion, and because we shrunk the roll cage, we'll obviously have to shrink this. What we're going to try and do is keep this bottom section as it is, because that's bolts to the roll bar. Then we're just going to lop this top piece off. It's just a little strip weld on the inside. So we'll take this guy off and just lower him down to where we want it on this main bar here, lop off what we don't need, and then we'll just recreate the windshield with plexiglass. You know, obviously we can't cut, this is tempered glass, so we'll just reuse the hinges and the bottom clips, and that should suck our plexiglass windshield down, and should work pretty good just to keep, you know, rain off your lap, and, you know, the roof will keep the sun off of our heads. So it's gonna be pretty much damn near what it was. So the idea is you probably won't be able to tell that it's a modified Kubota until we're next to another one. Then it'll just look funny. So keep on cracking at it. So we are now back in Southampton. We got the engine back from New York, but the thing is we're just making a pit stop to drop the head and the crank off, because the block needs to go down to Rhode Island after it just came from New York, because that machine shop didn't have the right tooling, so they got it close, but now we got to send this off to get finished machined. So we're going to have machine shops from 4 different states working on this thing, but no one else is here, so I got to wheel one of these tables over and try and hump the head and crank off of this. So I got about 4 more hours of driving to do today, so get this out so I can get back on the road, and we'll see you guys hopefully next time when we're putting this stuff back together. Let's go. So what the plan for me is, today I want to just kind of start working on the new crank that's going to be going in the engine. When we sent our block out to get machined, we sent the crank out with it to get magged just to be safe, and turns out there was a pretty good crack on it. They tried to turn it out, but they just didn't feel comfortable with where it was and how it was cracked. So did some scouring on the old interwebs, and luckily on pull-off, right before we went out to Keystone with my father's truck, a guy had posted up for sale another crank that I can use in the engine. So only thing I need to do is get this drive off of the old crank, put it on this guy, and drill this new guy out for the pins for the balancer. So beyond that, that's my plan for this evening. Still waiting on our block to come back, our clutch to show up, and pistons to come in. So we don't got all the parts anyway, so I'm not really pulling my hair out. We are a month out from the first pull at the buck, which I would love to make it to, but just to be realistic, we haven't even pulled the truck out of the trailer. I spent the off-season working on the trailer, not on the truck. So I'm going to take the crank and just get a little work done on that tonight. And, I mean, the absolute latest I want to be out is the 10th for Mohawk's first, which is May 10th, so that gives us like 6 weeks from now. The first pull at the buck is like 4 weeks from now, so We got a lot of work to do in a little bit of time, so we're just gonna go at it as smartly as we can, because I'm not gonna do this, halfway and, waste a bunch of money by putting something together wrong or hack something together. I mean, we have some plans for when the truck comes in that we would like to do and whatnot. So enough yapping from me. I'm gonna get this crank out of the corner and start working on getting the drive off of that guy and getting this new guy drilled out for the pins for the damper.